Hello fellow tankers, welcome to my new review of World of Tanks. HELLFISH is back on the move, and today with the XM66F. Most tank destroyers are simple. They sit in the back, they shoot, and that's it. But this one changes everything, because the XM66F has something most tank destroyers don't have, a turret and a seriously strong one. And today, I'm going to show you why this tank can dominate games if you play it the right way. As soon as you take a look at the XM66F, you already notice something different. This is not your typical glass cannon. It's a hybrid, a mix between a tank destroyer and a heavy support vehicle. It has solid alpha damage, good penetration, strong camo, and most importantly, a turret. But don't be fooled. This tank rewards smart positioning, not reckless play. Let's talk about the gun, because this is where the XM66F really shines. You're working with 400 alpha damage. That means every shot you land hurts. The penetration sits around 232 millimeters, which is more than enough to deal with most enemies you face. And the reload? Around 8 seconds. That gives you a very comfortable rhythm. Shoot, reposition, shoot again. But what makes this gun feel good is the combination of aim time and accuracy. With an aim time under 2 seconds, you don't feel stuck waiting forever. And while the accuracy isn't sniper level, it's reliable. This is not a bush camper gun. This is a support weapon. A gun made for mid-range fight, speaking ridge lines, punishing mistakes. And when you play it like that, it becomes extremely consistent. Now this is what makes the XM66F special. The turret. At first glance, it doesn't look overpowered, but in the right position, this thing becomes a problem. The front of the turret can reach around 230 millimeters of armor. And when you combine that with good gun depression, you unlock hull-down gameplay. And that changes everything, because suddenly, you're no longer a fragile tank destroyer. You become a bunker. Enemies will. Bounce shots struggle. To pen hesitate. To push. And that gives you control. But here's the catch. Your hull is weak. Very weak. So the moment you expose your hull, you go from tank to target. That's why positioning is everything. If you play ridge lines, if you hide your hull, this turret will win you fights. But if you overextend, you're gone. The mobility on the XM66F is surprisingly decent, with a top speed of 35 kilometers per hour and solid engine power. You're not slow. You can reposition, you can react, and that's important for a tank like this. Now combine that with the camo, because this is where things get interesting. The camo values are actually very strong, especially for a turreted TD. And with a view range close to 490 meters, you can often spot enemies yourself. So you're not just a shooter, you're controlling vision as well. And that makes this tank extremely versatile. In this battle, you can see exactly how this tank should be played. We don't rush in. We don't overextend. We take position. We use the terrain. And we let the gun do the work. Every shot is calculated. Every peak is controlled. And when enemies try to fight back, that turret absorbs the pressure. Shot after shot, we keep dealing damage. And before they realize it, it's too late. And complete control of the fight. That's the XM66F when played correctly. So, is the XM66F worth it? Yes, but only if you understand it. This is not a beginner tank. It rewards positioning patience, smart decision making. If you play it like a sniper, you're wasting its potential. If you play it like a heavy, you'll get punished. But if you find that balance, this tank becomes incredibly powerful, a true hybrid, and honestly, one of the most underrated tank destroyers at Tier 8. But here's the thing, the XM66F is not just about the gun, and it's not just about the turret, it's about how you use the terrain, because this tank becomes twice as strong when the map works in your favor. The number one rule when playing the XM66F is simple: find ridgelines. Because of your gun depression, you can peek over hills without exposing your hull, and that's exactly what you want. You go up, take your shot, and drop back down immediately. This is called peek and shoot, and with your strong turret, enemies will often bounce their shots while you keep dealing damage. But timing is everything. If you stay too long, you will get punished. Now let's talk about craters, because this is where most players make mistakes. Craters can be powerful, but only if you use them correctly. When you're inside a crater, you can hide your lower plate completely, and when you angle slightly upward, only your turret becomes visible. That's exactly what you want. But here's the danger. If enemies are above you, they can shoot directly into your hull, or even your turret weak spots. So always ask yourself, am I safe from higher angles? If the answer is no, get out of that crater. And that is why the XM66F shine out over some other tank destroyers with 4 kills and 2,600 damage. It gets unstopped. Even heavy tanks fear this opponent. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know, would you play the XM66F?
They're knocked out.